Texas Tech University, often referred to as Texas Tech or TTU, is a public research university in Lubbock, Texas, and the flagship institution of the Texas Tech University System, established on February 10, 1923, and originally known as Texas Technological College. It is the leading institution of the four-institution Texas Tech University System. The university's student enrollment is the sixth largest in the state of Texas as of the fall 2014 semester. The university shares its campus with Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center, making it the only campus in Texas to house an undergraduate university, law school, a medical school at the same location. The university offers degrees in more than 150 courses of study through 13 colleges and hosts 60 research centers and institutes. Texas Tech University has awarded over 200,000 degrees since 1927, including over 40,000 graduate and professional degrees. The Carnegie Foundation classifies Texas Tech as having highest research activity. Research projects in the areas of epidemiology, pulsed power, grid computing, nanophotonics, atmospheric sciences, and wind energy are among the most prominent at the university. The Spanish Renaissance-themed campus, described by author James Michener as the most beautiful west of the Mississippi until you get to Stanford, has been awarded the Grand Award for Excellence in Groundskeeping, and has been noted for possessing a public art collection among the 10 best in the United States. The Texas Tech Red Raiders are charter members of the Big 12 Conference and compete in Division I for all varsity sports. The Red Raiders football team has made 36 bowl appearances, which is 17th most of any university. The Red Raiders basketball team has made 14 appearances in the NCAA Division I tournament. Bob Knight has coached the second most wins in men's NCAA Division I basketball history and served as the team's head coach from 2001 to 2008. The Lady Raiders basketball team won the 1993 NCAA Division I tournament. In 1999, Texas Tech's Gowan Band from Raiderland received the Sudler Trophy, which is awarded to recognize collegiate marching bands of particular excellence. Though the majority of the university's students originate in the southwestern United States, the school has served students from all 50 states and more than 100 countries. Texas Tech University alumni and former students have gone on to prominent careers in government, business, science, medicine, education, sports, and entertainment. History. Establishment. The call to open a college in West Texas began shortly after the arrival of settlers in the area in the 1880s. In 1917, the Texas legislature passed a bill creating a branch of Texas A&M to be located in Abilene. However, the bill was repealed 2 years later during the next session after it was discovered that Governor James E. Ferguson had falsely reported the site committee's choice of location. After new legislation passed in the State House and Senate in 1921, Governor Pat Neff vetoed it, citing hard financial times in West Texas. Furious about Neff's veto, some in West Texas went so far as to recommend that West Texas secede from the state. In 1923, the legislature decided, rather than a branch campus, an entirely new university would better serve the needs of the region under legislation co-authored by State Senator William H. Bledsoe of Lubbock and State Representative Roy Alvin Baldwin of Slayton in southern Lubbock County. On February 10, 1923, Neff signed the legislation creating Texas Technological College, and in July of that year, a committee began searching for a site. When the members of the committee visited Lubbock, they were overwhelmed to find residents lining the streets to show support for the idea of hosting the institution. That August, Lubbock was chosen on the first ballot over other area towns, including Floydada, Plainview, Big Spring, and Sweetwater. Construction of the college campus began on November 1, 1924. 10 days later, the cornerstone of the administration building was laid in front of a crowd of 20,000 people. Governor Patton F. Amon G. Carter, Reverend E. Robinson, Colonel Ernest O. Thompson, and Representative Richard M. Chitwood, the chairman of the House Education Committee, who became the first Texas Tech business manager, spoke at the event. Chitwood served in the position only 15 months. He died in November 1926. With an enrollment of 914 students, both men and women, Texas Technological College opened for classes on October 1, 1925. It was originally composed of 4 schools: agriculture, engineering, home economics, and liberal arts. Texas Tech grew slowly in the early years. During the 1930s, Bradford Knapp, the university's second president, proceeded with an expansion program, which included new dormitories, the first library, a golf course, a swimming pool, paved streets and alleys, and landscaping. A proposed $80,000 allocation for a football stadium was shelved. The library won the approval of Governor James V. Allred. Because the state cut appropriations by 30% at the start of the Great Depression, President Knapp applied for assistance from the major New Deal agencies to expand Texas Tech, including the Works Progress Administration, Public Works Administration, Civil Works Administration, and the National Youth Administration. Wyatt C. Hedrick, son-in-law of Governor Ross S. Sterling, was the architect of all campus PWA projects. Military training was conducted at the college as early as 1925, but formal reserve officers training, corps training, did not commence until 1936. By 1939, the school's enrollment had grown to 3,890. Though enrollment declined during World War II, Texas Tech trained 4,747 men in its armed forces training detachments. Following the war, in 1946, the college saw its enrollment leap to 5,366 from a low of 1,696 in 1943. Expansion and growth. By the 1960s, the school had expanded its offerings to more than just technical subjects. The Faculty Advisory Committee suggested changing the name to Texas State University, feeling the phrase technological college was insufficient to define the scope of the institution. While most students supported this change, the board of directors and many alumni, wanting to preserve the double T, opposed it. Other names: University of the Southwest, Texas Technological College and State University, and the Texas University of Art, Science and Technology, were considered, but the board of directors chose Texas Tech University, submitting it to the state legislature in 1964. A failed move by Governor John Connally to have the school placed into the Texas A&M University system, as well as continued disagreement and heated debate regarding the school's new name, kept the name change from being approved. In spite of objections by many students and faculty, the board of directors again submitted the change in 1969. It finally received the legislature's approval on June 6, and the name Texas Tech University went into effect that September. All of the institution's schools, except law, became colleges. Texas Tech was integrated in 1961 when 3 African American students were admitted. After its initial rejection of the students' enrollment and the threat of a subsequent lawsuit, the university enacted a policy to admit all qualified applicants regardless of color. The university offered its first athletic scholarship to a black student in 1967, when Danny Hardaway was recruited to play for the Red Raiders football team. Indiana 1970, Hortense West Dixon became the first African-American student to earn a doctorate from the university. In the 1960s and 1970s, the university invested $150 million in the campus to construct buildings for the library, foreign languages, social sciences, communications, philosophy, electrical and petroleum engineering, art, and architecture. Some other buildings were significantly expanded. On May 29, 1969, the 61st Texas Legislature created the Texas Tech University School of Medicine. The Texas Legislature expanded the medical school charter in 1979, creating the Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center, TTUHSC, which is now a part of the Texas Tech University System. Includes schools of allied health sciences, medicine, nursing, pharmacy, and the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences. It has locations in 4 Texas cities in addition to the main campus in Lubbock. In 2011, the combined enrollment in the Texas Tech University System was greater than 42,000 students, a 48% increase since 2000. Chancellor Kent Hance reiterated plans for Texas Tech's main campus to reach enrollment of 40,000 students by 2020, with additional 5,000 students at Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center and 10,000 students at Angelo State University. Recent history: in 1996, the Board of Regents of Texas Tech University created the Texas Tech University System. Former State Senator John T. Montfort, later of San Antonio, was selected as the first chancellor to lead the combined academic enterprise. Regents Chair Edward Whitaker, Jr., stated the move was made due to the size and complexity of the institution. It's time, he said, to take the university into the 21st century. The Texas Tech University System originally included Texas Tech University and Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center. On November 6, 2007, the voters of Texas approved an amendment to the Texas Constitution realigning Angelo State University with the Texas Tech University System. Kent Hance, a Texas Tech graduate who had served as United States Representative and is one of the 3 elected members of the Texas Board which regulates the oil and gas industry, assumed the duties of Chancellor on December 1, 2006. Though growth continued at Texas Tech, the university was not immune to controversy. In 2003, a third-year student at the Texas Tech School of Law filed suit against the university over its policy on free speech zones, which restricted student speech to a single, free speech gazebo. The following year, a federal judge declared the policy unconstitutional, to meet the demands of its increased enrollment and expanding research. The university has invested more than $548 million in new construction since 2000. It has also received more than $65.9 million in private donations. In April 2009, the Texas House of Representatives passed a bill to increase state funding for 7 public universities. Texas Tech University is classified by the state as an emerging research university. and is among the universities that will receive additional state funding for advancement toward Tier 1 status. 3 funds: the Research University Development Fund, the Texas Research Incentive Program, and the National Research University Benchmark Fund, have been established and will provide $500 million in grants and matching funds during fiscal years 2010 and 2011. On September 2, 2009, the university announced it had received private gifts totaling $24.3 million. Of these, $21.5 million are eligible for match under the Texas Research Incentive Program. In January 2016, Dwayne Ellis resigned from the position of president and was replaced by interim president John Opperman. In late 2011 and throughout 2012-13, construction began on several new buildings on campus. The construction included a new $20 million petroleum engineering and research building, a new building to house the Rawls College of Business, 2 new residence halls, a $3.5 million chapel, and extensive remodeling of the building that previously housed the Rawls College of Business.